It's the holiday season, which means it's time for eggnog, overplayed Christmas music, and lots of gift wrap. Luckily, wrapping paper is pretty easy to come by, but Donald Trump is about to make it a lot easier for you, okay? Because he's just dropped some new merch in the form of wrapping paper. So without further ado, here it is, the official Trump 2024 campaign wrapping paper, which features his mugshot with a festive Santa hat to boot. So
you gotta give it to him, man. The guy's
shameless.
Shameless, constantly selling, and obviously a billionaire, because this is what a billionaire would do. Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, right before he passed away, was doing Charlie Munger Christmas wrapping. No billionaire does this.
Oh, I was gonna say, do they? Do they do this?
No, you do this when you need money.
So that ain't it, okay? So wait until you see just how much paper you're getting if you decide, how much you're paying for this if you decide to buy this merchandise. So it's $35 for the Trump wrapping paper. It's made in the USA, allegedly. I'm gonna go ahead and take their word for it.
Don't. Almost every Trump product was later exposed to be made in China, including the MAGA hats that they wear.
Okay, but let's go back to that graphic, everybody. Let's go back to that graphic. One set of 3 sheets for $35. And the sheet size is 21 by 39 inches. Guys, it's highway robbery. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's more expensive than the gifts I buy.
That's crazy.
Am I that cheap? Yes. Hey.
No, it's amazing. No, but like this is the thing about Trump, right? He'll take what should be a political liability. In his case, the fact that he has been indicted in so many different cases, at least 4 separate cases, and there's more legal troubles to come. But he looks at that and says, how can I turn this into an opportunity to make money? And so he takes his mugshot and he slaps it on a bunch of his merchandise and it sells out. His fans love it. And if you want to burn more of your money, you can buy the Trump mugshot stocking for Christmas, because who doesn't want to hang that on their fireplace?
It looks like Trump scowling at you the whole time. The wrapping paper is hilarious. That stocking is creepy. So, and of course, let's always mention the same thing, which is his slogan, and that he sold on the t-shirts in the first place, and that's on that stocking, is never surrender. That's a photo of him surrendering to authorities. Okay, it's funny every time. Okay, so it's like you might as well write never take a mugshot. But that's exactly what, okay, all right.
So that stocking will only cost you $25, which is a steal when you consider that 3 sheets of paper would cost you $35. So I don't know who's deciding on the pricing here, but great job. Now the mugshot design might be ugly, but for whatever reason, it is insanely popular. So the Trump campaign told Politico that they actually managed to raise $4.18 million the day after he took his mugshot.
Yeah, I'm not at all surprised by that.
It's amazing.
Because at that point, it was all over the news. And so once it's all over the news, it's much easier to move product. And a lot of his fans were super proud. They thought it's gangster. Right?
Cenk, I gotta make a product to move.
Yeah, you
What
do.
product should I make? Eyeliner?
Sure, I mean,
ladies like eyeliner, and they like the way I do my eyeliner. Should I do that?
But you kind of should, actually. You totally should.
All right, let's make that
and
happen.
then get arrested for political crime, and then go do the eyeliner in your mugshot and have the logo be "Never Surrender" and a Kasparian eyeliner. Okay. So guys, but it does go to the point that Anna's making, which is that, look, his fans are having fun and they love him. And so he's an entertainer more than he is a politician. And so that's why they go vote for him, because it's like going to a concert and they all show up. Whereas nobody's buying Joe Biden Christmas gift wrapping paper. It's just not going to happen.
So I should note, not every Trump fan who's into this merch really understands what the merch is implying. So I haven't seen this video yet. Let's take a look and then we'll dissect.
What does never surrender mean?
Well,
I mean, it's pretty clear what the deep state's trying to do, you know? They're trying to throw him in jail for something he basically never did, so.
The never surrender is a little bit confusing because this is his mugshot, right?
This is his mugshot, yeah.
And he was literally surrendering when he was doing this.
Yeah. See, now you're trying to spin it, but.
I'm just trying to state the obvious. I mean, I'm trying to understand. Explain to me, because some people look at this and they say, yeah, Donald Trump never surrendered, go after the deep state. And then other people say, well, why use a picture of him surrendering and have the line that says never surrender?
Can you repeat the question?
Why have a T-shirt that has a picture of his mugshot of him surrendering and then have it say never surrender?
Well, because you can't surrender to these people. I mean, it's like, I don't really know how to explain it too well, but.
Well, maybe you surrender if you're criminally charged and you have to show up in court. Is that a time to surrender?
How do I put this? I don't really know.
Oh God, that was so painful.
Yeah.
That was a painful exchange.
Yeah.
I really wish I hadn't seen that.
Yeah. Now, to be fair to the guy, he's just a rando, right? And so they don't get the irony of it. They just don't get it, right? But they are enthusiastic about Trump, and that does make a difference. It's easy for us to laugh, right? But who's gonna laugh last after the election's over? Because, like I said, nobody's buying Hillary Clinton or Joe Biden wrapping paper. Everybody knows that, and then our guys don't show up to vote because we're not excited about our candidates. And so, but look, I'll tell you one last thing here. Democrats are thinking, oh, it's okay, 91 indictments. I've heard that so many times.
Yep.
And they think, well, at the end, they're not gonna vote for him because of the 91 indictments. Does it look like they give a damn? Like really, how could you possibly think that? It's not like they don't know. They have the mugshot on the shirt. They know that he's been charged. They think it's deep state. They think that it only adds to his credibility. Look, you can get frustrated by that, and I'm frustrated by it, and you could point out that he actually did break those laws, and you should. But if you think it's going to affect the election, the polling does not indicate that at all. So you're wishing upon a weirdo dream that doesn't exist. Oh, I hope Santa brings me independents who realize that 91 indictments is bad. Well, Santa ain't bringing that. It's not a thing that exists. The polling indicates they don't give a damn. And it's not just MAGA guys. The independents don't care either. And you wishing that they do isn't gonna make any difference.
You know, Vanessa Friedman, who wrote a piece in the New York Times about this whole merchandising situation in political campaigns, like she makes a devastating point that I want to share with you all and then get your thoughts, Cenk, because she says, increasingly our politics aren't real unless they are advertised, or maybe they are too real until they are reduced to the digestible levels of advertising. The problem is in reducing big issues to the level of cheapish everyday stuff, both sides are also normalizing them. They are creating a situation in which we all get suckered into the idea that the current turmoil is a souvenir to be acquired and then stuck in a drawer rather than confronted. That is, I think that's a devastating and accurate point. It's dark, it is dark, and I don't really know what to say in response to it. I don't know how to stop it, but it's true, you see that.
Yeah, there's two components to that. Number one, she's of course right, but this, everybody's so late to recognize this. Politics is now all media. So when you say advertising, yeah, in a sense, of course, it's all marketing, right? And so that's why the media has such an outsized effect. So when right-wing media says that Donald Trump won the 2020 election, or they heavily imply and they imply that there's fraud, etc., people believe it. Like they believe that M&M's is the better candy because it was advertised more. And
I mean, does it have the peanuts or no? Because if it does, true.
Okay, so, but there's a reason why Tide sells so much more detergent than a generic brand that's actually the nearly identical detergent, right? Because Tide did all that advertising. This is not rocket science. And politics is the same exact thing. It doesn't exist in a different planet. It exists on this planet where you have to market it Otherwise, people will not buy it. But Democrats think that you should be gentlemen and civil and polite and not say anything. Don't brag, don't brag. Don't say anything that's positive about yourself. Be humble and all that nonsense. Whereas the Republicans shout things from the rooftops, whether they're true or untrue. So is it all advertising? Of course. And by the way, that's why mainstream media keeping out progressives and outsiders is so damaging. So think back to 2015. Bernie Sanders is doing this legendary run where he closed 40 points on Hillary Clinton. No one's ever seen anything like that in American politics. Yet the media almost didn't cover him at all. And that's them saying, I'm not gonna give you free advertising because I don't like you. Meanwhile, in the same year, they gave Donald Trump billions in free advertising. Because they're like, oh, cool, a celebrity. Yeah, he's an outsider, but he's never gonna win anyway. Let's have fun. Celebrity, celebrity, celebrity. Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump. Here's his empty podium, etc. And then guess who won? Donald Trump. Because you gave him literally billions of dollars in free advertising, and you shut out the progressive Bernie Sanders and gave him nothing. That's what decided the entire election. And yet still Democrats are like, to both mainstream media, I don't know what influence they have. Are you insane? They decide almost the entire election. Not just mainstream media, all of media. Super last thing, it's not just about Biden, guys. So in Justice is Coming, my book, I wrote about Joe Donnelly and many other corporate Democrats who would do ads, political ads that they spent millions of dollars on, saying that they're just like the Republicans. That's advertising for the other party, and they all lost. Because the Democrats for so long think that they're supposed to tell you how great the Republicans are. You can't imagine a worse political strategy.